Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are South.
It's time for Braves baseball, and welcome to the Friday night showdown as the Braves take on the Washington Nationals, presented by Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. It may be 86 and sunny, but here in Nats World, you never know. As we join you for Game 2 of our 4-game series. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe. Welcome to the ballpark. I don't know how the players are going to play in this conditions.
Well, I don't either. I mean, it's anything could happen here. It's a real bad storm here already with snow and rain. But, you know, in Washington, anything can happen, and it usually does, and they're going to play no matter what.
So how in the world are the hitters going to hit R.A. Dickey and Max Scherzer tonight?
I have no idea. I don't even know how they're going to be able to see the baseball. But Max Scherzer is leading the world in so many different categories right now. He's 10-5. He's leading the league in ERA. He's leading an opponent batting average. He has 2 complete games. That's the best in the league. So let's take a look and see how some of the Braves hitters are doing against Max Scherzer that are in the lineup tonight. And you're seeing some good and some that are not so good. But by and large, those guys are doing a pretty good job against a guy that they beat in Atlanta not too long ago.
It's sunny, but there's rain, there's hail, there's snow, there's sleet. I don't know how the players are going to get through this one.
Oh,
hopefully
hailing.
we will too. It's hailing now. We better get to break before things get crazy.
Jim Cantori, if you're within the sound of my voice, please send us an update.
Braves Nationals baseball, weather permitting, is coming up next. And Max Scherzer's on the mound, and if you need heat, he's going to provide it. This guy is having an incredible year again for the Nationals.
It's amazing that he's even lost 2 games over this 8-game stretch with an 0.89 ERA, 8-1 in strikeouts to walks, and he's as good as it gets right now in baseball. You can compare him to just about anybody.
So his first pitch of the night is off the plate, and we are underway. It's Game 2 of our series between the Braves And the Nationals, Atlanta starts action 8.5 games out of the Eastern League. And that buzzed the tower inside. Ball 2 for Ender Inciarte. 5-game hitting streak for Ender. 110 hits for the Braves leadoff man. And yes, he is on his way to the All-Star game, as you know, down in Miami. And Scherzer misses with ball 3. 3-0. He hardly walks a soul. The automatic right there for a called strike. It's 3-1.
Great command of all his pitches. 94 to 96 fastball. 2 different breaking balls, a slider and a curve, and a good changeup.
Up the middle. Drew to his left. Throws off stride. And Ender's retired. And that's how the game starts. 1 up, 1 down for Scherzer, as Ender grounds out to Stephen Drew. A look at the Braves Toyota starting lineup. Brandon Phillips, Freddie Freeman second and third. Milestone game for Freddie last night. Got to 1,000 hits as a big league player. Kemp, Markakis, and Adams, those 3 are struggling at the plate at the moment. Tyler Flowers, Dansby Swanson, and R.A. Dickey hit 7th, 8th, and 9th. Brandon Phillips 1 for 5 last night. He's 2 for 7 lifetime against Scherzer and batting .282 so far this year. Another chance at short, right at Drew this time. 2 outs. And I would imagine that's one of the ways you have to think about attacking Max Scherzer. You do not want to get to 2 strikes against him, and because he's around the plate, you're going to get something good to hit. But as a result, he can have quick and light innings as a result of that.
You don't want to be behind the count. You don't want 2 strikes on you. He's got too many weapons, and they are trying to be aggressive early. His last start against the Cardinals, 7 innings, a 2-hit shutout ball, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts in 7 innings.
Freddie Freeman greets him. Freeman hitting .345. All Freddie's done is pick up 5 hits in 13 at bats since coming off the disabled list. And he has 6 hits against the Nationals this year, including a home run. Right there, a strike. Chad Whitson is the man behind the plate. Jordan Baker, Bruce Dreckman, and Mike Everett, the rest of the crew. Fly ball center and right at Goodwin, who handles in the dappled sunshine after a 3-ball no strike count to start the game for Scherzer. He retires the Braves in order, and now R.A. Dickey goes to work. R.A. Dickey, boy, he's been good for Atlanta the last several times out there. He could use a turn of good luck against the Nationals, however, in 2017.
Yeah, in those previous 9 starts, there's a couple of outings against the Nationals in there that weren't very good, but his last 3, he's really cut down on his walks, virtually eliminated them altogether. An .090 ERA, only 5 walks in those 20 innings of those 3 starts. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight. number 1, float 25. That's the guy behind the plate. Coincidentally or not, ever since Tyler Flowers started catching him, things have turned around a little bit for RA and the 3 amigos. The guys who have done the most damage against him in the lineup for the Nationals are the same 3 guys: Harper, Zimmerman, and Murphy. Got to be careful with them.
Brian Goodwin's going to lead off for Washington. Boy, this guy's been a Braves pest. 7 out of 13 against Atlanta. Had 3 hits last night. Another homer for Goodwin, who was playing center field tonight. The Nationals had to put Michael Taylor on the DL. He hurt an oblique last night. And RA delivers that one over for a strike called. 0-2.
I'm not familiar with Chad Whitson behind the plate. First time I think I've seen him work behind the plate. What a night for him. Scherzer and a knuckleballer. Go get him.
Kind of like how Joe West started. Remember, we talked about Joe West. He was one of the umpires here in Washington. Joe West made his big league debut as an umpire in Atlanta. Had Phil Niekro and Joaquin Andujar. And a shot to first, right at Adams, who moved a step to his right. That takes care of Goodwin. Out number 1 in the Washington first. Here's the rest of Dusty Baker's starting 9, presented by Toyota. Ryan Rayburn hit a big home run against Dickey this year. There's the 3 amigos: Harper, Zimmerman, and Murphy. Rendon, Drew at short. Wieters hits 8th, and Max Scherzer 9th. Big key for Dickey is control, and that sounds kind of a cross purposes for a man who throws a knuckleball, because I would assume more often than not he, like the hitter, doesn't know where the pitch truly is going to go. But he has had, Joe, impeccable control since the start of June.
Yeah, like we said, he's cut down on his walks. That's increased his success. And I know this is a repeat for fans who have watched RA pitch before, but when his knuckleball is going down, he's very effective. When it's moving laterally, not as much.
1 ball, 1 strike, and Rayburn skies it out of play, foul. So for fans who haven't seen Dickey pitch, and for fans who wonder the same thing everybody in the ballpark's wondering, how do you approach hitting a knuckleball? What's the MO?
Gonna have to just wait. You just got to stay back, let it travel as far as you can, and then do the best you can, and hope it's not moving much.
Rayburn hitting .302. Perfect guy at the perfect time for Dusty Baker. This man's 6 for 11 against R.A. Dickey with that home run, as I mentioned. So not surprisingly, he's in the lineup tonight. That danced up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Took a little off of that one too.
Swing and a miss. Rayburn chased and didn't get it. And there's Dickey's first strikeout. 2 up, 2 down, and this is exactly how you want to face Bryce Harper. Bases empty, nope, and 2 outs.
Eight strikeouts in those 25 at bats. Again, he swings so aggressively and so hard that that's a plus for RA.
.20 homers, 64 knocked in for Bryce Harper. And he rolls one out of play. Steve, right 1. Bryce Harper, baseball's leading vote getter for the All-Star game. He's going to start for the 4th time in his 5 All-Star selections. Murphy, Zimmerman, Scherzer, and Strasburg will join him in South Florida. They'll be jetting to Miami after the game Sunday afternoon. Dickey quickly ahead, 0-2 for Bryce Harper. No score, just underway, first inning. And a grounder to Phillips. He'll charge and get the friendly hop. And Dickey off to a good start.
Quick pitched him, changed his delivery on him.
And Harper rolled over, and the Nats are out in order as we head to the second inning. One of the game's great pitchers, arguably the best pitcher in Major League Baseball. And if you think it's Clayton Kershaw, well, then how about maybe the best right-handed pitcher in Major League Baseball? Look at his rank so far in 2017.
Yeah, and tied for first with 2 complete games. 163 strikeouts. Last year he struck out 284 on his way to a Cy Young award, his second, one in the American League, one in the National League. 32 years old, will be 33 later this month. 6'3", 215 out of your hometown ship of St. Louis.
Lives in Chesterfield, Missouri, a suburb in West County. He went to the wrong high school. He went to Parkway Central. I went to Parkway West.
Well, he didn't know where all the cool kids were at that time.
Yeah, he did. He went to Central. Inside to Matt Kemp. 1 ball.
But you see right there, he'll drop his arm angle down every once in a while. He'll go a little side arm just to keep you honest. There's a lot of John Smoltz in him.
Really?
His arm action, one of the best sliders in all of baseball for a long time. It's very comparable to John's. I don't think he throws it as hard as John Smoltz, but it has a similar effect, especially on right-handers.
Swing and a miss. Kemp didn't get it. 2 strikeouts. Excuse me, first strikeout for Scherzer, who's retired the first 4 in a row. This one that got away from the Diamondbacks. He was their first-round pick back in 2006. They traded him away in 2009 for Edwin Jackson and Ian Kennedy. They got 2 starters for the price of Scherzer and Daniel Schlereth, who was a relief pitcher at the time. And then, as Joe mentioned, he signed with Washington a big 7-year free agent contract before the 2015 season. Yeah, before 2015.
Well, he has not disappointed Nationals fans. He's earned his money. No hitters. Great work. Cy Young Award. Doesn't miss a start. See, I think if you polled all the veterans in the lineup tonight, and especially Dansby Swanson, and you ask him, boy, tough duty tonight. Yeah, but I want to take on the challenge. I want to face the best.
Fly ball, pretty well hit, but right at Harper. And there's the second out. Well, Scherzer's starting play tonight is the owner of a 135 win, 74 loss major league record, 61 games over 500. entering tonight's start.
Well, he's #1 in strikeouts per 9 innings at over 12. He's 5th in walks per 9 innings at 1.9.
That's a good combo.
Yeah, it's like that Astros combo of leading the league in slugging and having the fewest strikeouts. They pummel you, but they don't swing and miss. Same with him from a pitching perspective. Strikes you out, won't walk you.
So you're going to get strikes to hit. They're just not good strikes from a hitter's perspective.
That's correct. That's, well, like I said, he's got 4 pitches that he commands wonderfully.
1 ball, 1 strike. And he missed the inside corner for Adams, who's 8 for his last 35 over the last 10 Braves games. Again, Kemp, Markakis, and Adams, 3 Braves hitters that are having a bit of a dry spell at the plate. Popped up. Zimmerman at first base finds the bag and makes the play. 3 up, 3 down again for Scherzer. He's retired the first 6 in order. Zimmerman leads off a scoreless second for the Nats next. Here in Washington, good number of them have gathered on a warm and sunny night for game 2 of the series. One of Joe's keys for success for R.A. Dickey was the 3 amigos. Here they are, the heart of the order for the Nationals, tonight's Georgia Lottery jackpot.
Pretty good trio, wouldn't you say? First, second, and fourth in the National League in hitting. Murphy's probably the hottest guy, and he's at the top of the list. Had a double last night. He's 5 for his last 10 overall.
Ryan Zimmerman hitting .332 for the year with 19 home runs. R.A. Dickey's the last man against whom he hit a home run, June 13th. Last time the Braves were in town and the ball was flying, if you recall. It was hot, it was windy, and even the Nationals folks were saying they had never seen the ball travel like it did in that 3-game series. That's called a strike, and it's 0-2.
That one was dancing.
That's a nice ratio for Dickey. And popped up. Adams gives chase and we'll have a play.
You ask how to hit it, and really, like about any mistake a pitcher might make, anything up, you get a knuckleball up, chances are it's not going to move much. Better get after it.
Downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think they're going down $1 per inning.
That is really witty.
Foul back and out of play. Yeah, Twitter was a lot of fun last night, I got to tell you.
It was ablaze, wasn't it?
It was. Mike Fultonevich had the best line of all after the game last night. The 3+ hour delay before first pitch. He said, in essence, well, Braves have already had 9 rain delays at home. We're used to getting games started up. We're starting at around 10 o'clock, so we've got them right where we want them.
Great line.
And boy, did he pitch a good game against that man, Gio Gonzalez. He rarely loses at home, but lost last night. Swing and a miss. Zimmerman didn't get it. And R.A. Dickey starts the second with a swinging strikeout.
2 of the first 4 have gone down. And you see how that's floating downward. That's the tough one. But you see Murphy's numbers against Dickey also very good.
Not a lot of at-bats for Murphy because they were teammates with the Mets. And that's taken upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Murphy at .340 on the season. He has an 8-point batting average lead over Ryan Zimmerman and a 17-point batting average lead over Bryce Harper, who's 4th in hitting in the National League.
Well, he cashed in after a wonderful 2015 postseason and had a great year last year himself for the Nationals. He too earned his money. Before the postseason in 2015, he was a solid hitter, always a tough out for the Braves. Seemed to me typically he was always beating the Braves to left field and down the left field line. But always had a good swing, but nowhere near what he's been doing the last 2 years.
Popped up right off the hands. And Adams at first makes the 2-handed catch, 2 outs. I don't know if you're a launch angle guy or not, but it seems to me that's the biggest change for Murphy. He's hitting the ball in the air a lot more than he ever did with the Mets.
That's what he claims. And one of the things he does is kind of like a golfer. In this case, his left elbow, he kind of keeps that thing tucked into his rib cage a little bit so that he keeps his hands inside the baseball and does a little bit of an uppercut.
So 2 quick outs. Here's Anthony Rendon, the Nationals' 3rd baseman. Washington wearing their blue alternate uniforms tonight.
Yeah, I love those. Good looking.
Ball 1 to Rendon, hitting .300. He's cracked 16 homers and he's driven home 51 runs.
What do you do? Sneak a fastball by him there?
Yep, 85 miles an hour. Base is empty, 2 outs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fly ball right. Markakis back a step or 2. He's got it, and the duel is on. 6 up, 6 down for Dickey and for Scherzer. We'll see who breaks through first when we go to the 3rd inning.
we head into the third inning, and Max Scherzer back on the mound for Washington. And as you can imagine, players probably have nightmares about seeing him on the mound. Well, starting this year, now they're going to have to see double if they look up into right center field with this new addition to Nationals Park this year. With his genetic condition, those two different colored eyes he has, so they have a huge banner featuring those blue and brown eyes with backwards and forward photoshopped K's into the pupil. Last year was a picture of Bryce Harper. This year, Max Scherzer has taken the throne. So there's plenty of guys on this team, Chip and Joe, that these guys just don't want to see as often as they do.
That's pretty good, Kelsey. Exactly right. You don't want him eyeballing you.
He set down 6 straight to start the game. Tyler Flowers has a healthy cut, didn't get it. Strike 1. Max Scherzer has what's called heterochromia, different colored eyes.
That's interesting. I was going to tell you that, but I figured you wouldn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to the wrong high school.
Yeah, you know that. That's right. But that 6th time I took Latin in 5th grade really paid off for that statistical note. As Flowers quickly behind 0-2. And off the plate. I said earlier, Max Scherzer was a guy that got away from the Diamondbacks. I don't know if power comes late or if harnessing that power comes late for guys like Scherzer. It certainly did for Randy Johnson. There might be an interesting parallel to follow the rest of this season and for the next couple of years. Max Scherzer, in his first 68 big league starts, went 28-25. Winning record, but certainly not Cy Young worthy stuff like we're seeing now. Swing and a miss. Pulled a string there, and Flowers didn't get it. 2 strikeouts. Take a look at Mike Foltynewicz's work. Mike Foltynewicz, with his start and victory last night, has now made 53 major league starts. He's 20-16. Throws hard like Scherzer. Has a big breaking ball like Scherzer. Isn't as polished as Max is yet, but who knows? Maybe someday we'll be talking about that man like we're talking about Washington's starter.
20-16 versus Scherzer's, what was it, 25-20?
28-25 for Scherzer, but 68 starts. So he's got 15 more starts. So my point is, measure Mike's year at the end of the year, and you'll have a pretty good feel. And
you kind of grow into it, you know. It's like I said a couple of days ago. You come into this league mostly on ability, athletic ability. And as time goes along, the more experience you get, the smarter you get how to pitch to pitchers, how to hit pitchers, how to set up pitchers, and vice versa for them. So at his age now, which is almost 33, he's in that real good zone. Scherzer is that prime where it's athletic ability and the smarts. He's got it working.
How hard was it for you when you were a high school player and then went to college? And I've said it before, every player on every major league team was the best player they played on, probably, before they got drafted or signed as an amateur free agent. How hard was it to accept the fact that just raw talent wasn't enough?
Well, what was hard to accept was that when I signed out of college, I went straight to AAA. So I was only one step away then. And I was told, well, you're going to need more experience. I thought, well, I can play. I mean, what are you talking about experience? I played in college. But it took a while for that to soak in and understand what that experience means.
And we didn't get it. And so my point is, like Mike from Minooka, Illinois, not a big town, probably not a gigantic pool of talent that he faced. At his age, he was probably throwing 95 miles an hour to high school juniors and seniors. Up here, everybody can hit that stuff.
Right. Until you figure out that it's not all about throwing 95 to 98 and max effort on every pitch. How to manipulate the timing of a hitter and throw it off by changing speeds and doing it with strikes. You're not walking a ton of guys. So it just takes time for you to learn how to Really control your body, your arm.
Did he go? Dansby went around, they said. He tried to get out of the way of that pitch. And Scherzer gets a strikeout. That's his third of the game.
Oh, I thought it hit him first ball.
How did it not?
It was an obvious attempt to get out of the way once he started it, but Jordan Baker rang him up.
So 8 up, 8 down for Scherzer. Here's R.A. Dickey. And he puts it in play, and Scherzer with a leaping grab at the mound. 3 up, 3 down, 9 in a row retired. Dickey set down the first 6. No score after 2.5.
Boy, they were going like hotcakes last night. Guy's killing us.
Oh, man.
On our Zaxby's tonight, our head-to-head with the Nationals, the Braves 5, Nationals 5. Runs per game just about the same. Home runs the same, but big difference in the bullpen ERA. That's what the Nationals were trying to avoid last night with an extended approaching weather delay. Just because it's just that is beautiful.
Oh, man. Stephen Drew leads off. We were talking about this on the bus ride to the ballpark with Mark Lemke, who's working alongside Braves great radio voice Jim Powell. We will be talking about yesterday for the next 20 years. Every time we come here, we'll laugh about that.
I'm hoping Major League Baseball talks about it. I hope the office of the commissioner talks about it and make sure that thing doesn't happen again.
Bounced foul and into the stands.
And there was a lot of conjecture and apologies and all of that in the Washington Post today, but it's indefensible. Totally indefensible. If there was approaching weather, why was the tarp rolled up and covered up over on the third baseline?
Correct.
There's a whole lot more to it than approaching weather.
Swing and miss. And as I said last night, the thing that bothered me the most was the fans. They were probably going to have a crowd as big, if not bigger than this last night. And there was a really touching, sad story in the Post about fans who came with a big group of kids, and the game never got started, and they had to not only eat the tickets, but they spent money on food, parking, and time to get here for no game. They leave, the game's played, and there's no recourse for them to exchange those tickets.
Yeah, the story was that this gentleman, and I don't know how it works with the Nationals, but he's a season ticket holder, and he accrued points by being a season ticket holder, and he used those points to provide tickets to 18 kids on a Little League team last night. And that's the story you're talking about. That's one of several stories.
Fly ball popped into shallow center. Ender is there. Wieters is the second out.
And like I said, and they left, you know, after 3 hours. They went home. No recourse on the tickets because the game was played.
And if the Nationals, well, first of all, if the game is interrupted, there's a chance you lose both starters, so there's no disadvantage there. And Washington had a guy that they could have plugged in and started, Tanner Roark, who has had his share of troubles too. But what's done is done. The game started at 10-12 last night, and the old karma bug and baseball god bug favored the Braves last night.
Sure did.
And Scherzer down a strike. Pokes that one toward first. Adams has it. And this is turning into a pitching classic. Dickey and Scherzer, different styles, same results.
We got to beat the weather. This is just awesome. You notice they're Nationals fans too.
Yeah. He's got his rain gear on. That poor guy's probably lost about 15 pounds in the first 3 innings of this game. Well, it's supposed to be fun, you know.
Yep.
And as I said, it's something we'll be talking about every time we come back to Washington now.
Let's go back to what we were talking about when Scherzer was out there a minute ago with respect to Mike Foltynewicz. And we're already seeing signs of maturity from Mike, not just physical, but emotional maturity too, and things maybe are going a little sideways on him and how he handles it. But there's also, you know, a man's strength that comes along too, not to mention the smarts you gather along the way. If you're going to stay in this game, the adjustments you have to make, and learning tendencies of hitters. Think about what everybody on the Braves staff and team learned from Greg Maddux, and what he learned along the way and what he shared with his teammates about setting hitters up, about noticing little idiosyncrasies about a hitter and how you might be able to pitch him and get him out. He didn't miss anything. And I don't know Max Scherzer, but I'm going to guess he's kind of that same way. He's the old proverbial gym rat type guy for baseball.
Well, I guarantee you Steven Strasburg's learned from him, because we're seeing a different Steven Strasburg. And I think you said that Dusty Baker said to Joe Ross,
yeah, follow this guy around. Follow Scherzer around.
Line drive into right center field. A base hit for Inciarte, the first for either club. And Ender's on his way to second with a leadoff double. That was a rocket. 6-game hitting streak for Inciarte, 111 hits for him in the first half of the season. And that ties him with Charlie Blackmon of the Rockies, who hosts the White Sox later on tonight.
Boy, just such an easy, sweet swing, too. Fastball, center cut. Got his front foot or heel down. He really doesn't stride. Just kept his hands back and ripped it.
The way Dickey is pitching, an early run would be huge tonight. Phillips grounded out to short his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. See if he can get into to third base.
Well, let's face it. If the Nationals have a lead, Dusty Baker's not taking Max Scherzer out of the game. You know, after 6 innings, they got a big lead, 5 or 6 runs. Okay, yeah, I'll go to the pen after 8 innings. But Scherzer's out there as long as he can go. So if you've got the lead, you force Dusty's hand a little bit if Scherzer were to come up later in the ball game with runners on base.
Which leads to a bigger question. What effect does that have on the Nationals right-hander in late September and into October, assuming the Nationals get there and advance? 0-1 pitch is grounded up the middle. Murphy can't get it. It's into center field, and the Braves are going to take the lead. Brandon Phillips puts it in play, and the Braves strike first with back-to-back fourth-inning hits.
That was awesome. Brandon did that last night in the 7th inning to help set up a run after a leadoff double by Inciarte. He decided to heck with that bunting. Murphy's a really good ball player. If he has a shortcoming, it's range.
So Atlanta has the first run of the game. Freddie Freeman, the hitter. He flied out his first time up. 1 ball, no strikes.
Base stealers don't run that much on Scherzer, but they're 4 for 6. Success stealing against him. Freddie up there, you want Brandon to kind of camp out at first.
Braves are 25-12 this year when they score the first run in a game. The Braves have won 3 of their last 4 games here in Washington, which is a dramatic turnaround from the last year and a half.
Better team.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bouncing ball right side. Murphy's going to go to second. Drew's throw to first is going to be way late. And a force play erases Phillips. Freeman's at first for Matt Kemp, 1 away.
Nice play there by Murphy. Would have been easy to concede the runner making it to second base. That big hop kind of helped him make that decision.
Matt Kemp struck out his first time up, the first of 3 Scherzer punch outs in the game. Scherzer retired the first 9 in a row.
When Scherzer pitched against the Braves in Atlanta and lost on May 20th, he went 5 innings and he only gave up 4 hits, but 2 of those were homers, 1 to Kemp and the first big league homer for Rio Ruiz. Gave up 3 runs and got beat 5-2. Struck out 6.
That's upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Love these numbers. Be able to show you what their strength is, what their weakness might be. Like Swanson, Matt sees a lot of sliders because of that number. Here comes another one.
Might be a spot where if he's late it might help him. He's got the entire right side of the infield to play with Zimmerman holding Freeman at first. And that one missed. Up and away, 2 balls and a strike. Good lead. 2-1.
Chased a bad slider there. Dropped his arm angle down a little bit too, and you could see that it wasn't quite a downer, a little more sweeping, but Matt had already made up his mind to swing.
Now it's a 2-2 pitch. That almost hit him.
It's an 85 changeup, and that's a real good space between that pitch and his fastball. About 9 or 10 miles an hour.
Rolled toward third. Rendon scoops and fires to second. And Murphy, with nice footwork around the bag, turns the double play. Caught the Braves get a leadoff double from Ender Inciarte and an RBI hit from Brandon Phillips. They strike first in the 4th. Well, here it is, the exciting president's race, a lot earlier tonight than last night. And look at Honest Abe with a great closing kick.
He came from way off the pace. Poor old George, oldest one in the group, he went down face first, face plant. No telling where he was last night at 1:20 when this game ended.
Well, this one's off to a great start and on time. 3.5 innings and the Braves lead by a run. Goodwin, Rayburn, and Harper coming up. R.A. Dickey's set down the first 9. That's in order. He's got 3 strikeouts. Scherzer has 3 strikeouts. And that's in for an 0-1 count.
Well, this guy's impressing me more and more every at bat I see him. Goodwin.
Sharply hit. Phillips to his left. Makes the play. One down. Well, I would think if you are a young player trying to learn how to hit at the major league level, what an advantage it is to have Dusty Baker as your manager. Well, he knows hitting as well as anybody in the major leagues, irrespective of hitting coaches or managers. That's a guy that swung the bat a long time and swung it very well as a member of the Braves and Dodgers, hitting coach in San Francisco,
right,
and then became their manager. And the rest, they say, is history.
Always around the cage. You're taking BP, Rick Shue, their hitting coach is there, but Dusty's there too.
One ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. Rayburn didn't get it. He's got ace stuff so far to this point.
No question. And a 1-run lead. First 3-ball count.
It is. Harper to follow. First, the 3-1 pitch to Ryan Rayburn, playing left field tonight. Didn't get it. And there's the first Washington base runner. A 1-out walk in front of Bryce Harper.
Tell by RA's reaction that was not what he was hoping to get out of this. Looked like a changeup too far off the plate. He's done that before a couple of times with his walks, and he hasn't had many, as we talked about in our opening comments about him. But it seems like they have been on changeups or sliders that he's tried to finesse, I'll say, and miss badly with them, instead of just trying to throw them for a strike.
So dangerous scenario for the Braves. Harper in the box, 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 Braves lead. And Harper with that violent swing pops it to the left side. And a fan from Landover, Maryland made a terrific catch on that high pop.
Big crowd here tonight.
Upstairs to Harper, evens the count.
Not altogether surprising when you've got a guy that's this competitive about driving runs in, loves to hit with runners on base, as you see.
Double play ball. Phillips to Dansby, and the inning is over. Dickey got exactly what he wanted. Bryce Harper rolls out. Washington is out of luck in the 4th. 1-0 Braves lead in game 2. #1 mobile app for live Braves baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Braves home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. We're downloading MLB.com right now.
Sure are. A lot of Braves fans here.
They like what they've seen so far. 1-0 Atlanta after 4 against Max Scherzer.
Nick is a doubles machine, as we know, and in his career 13 hits against Scherzer, 6 are doubles.
Off the plate, he took it. 2 balls and a strike. If he can feel it now, he's not going to tell you. But Nick Markakis 20 hits away from 2,000 now.
I thought that was a good take. I thought it was off the plate too. It's Max Scherzer. A lot of difference between 3-1 and 2-2.
Nobody on or out. Here it comes. And fouled away.
In your mind's eye, when you think of John Smoltz, when you're watching Scherzer pitch from our center field camera, you'll notice again his elbow's a little lower than John's. He's not up on top of the ball consistently like John was in his delivery, but the arm action is very similar. It's so fast.
That's a compliment Max Scherzer, I'm sure, would be happy to hear. Be compared to John Smoltz. Two. Swinging a fly ball hammered toward Harper and right. He got an excellent jump. That ball was stroked, but there's the first down in the 5th inning. And here's Adams, who popped out his first time up. Braves made a roster move today. Danny Santana was sent back to Atlanta. Dave O'Brien of the AJC reported there's some kind of a infection that the Braves want to get checked out. Or it might be staph, but they have not gotten the official word on that. So Jace Peterson's on his way to Washington as we speak. He may already be here or will soon arrive for Atlanta. So hopefully everything will check out okay with Danny Santana, and he'll be back shortly after the break. Now back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good pitch to hit there, and he missed it.
Shift on for Adams. The pitch. Swing, and he hit it over the shift and into the gap. Adams is on his way to second. And Atlanta has their second double of the game. A 1-out 2-bagger for the Braves first baseman. And a little insurance wouldn't hurt. Tyler Flowers coming up with 1 out.
Matt didn't play last night, but he needed a base hit. Curveball, and you can see Scherzer's reaction. He kind of hung it. Gave him a chance to extend on it. Right there, Scherzer's facial expression was really fortunate that he didn't hit it out of the ballpark.
Well, that's
Adams 8 for his last 35 coming into the game.
I'm sorry, Joe. That's the thing about even the great ones. They're going to make mistakes. If you want to beat them, you can't miss the 3 or 4 that they make, right?
Yeah.
And that didn't there. As Tyler Flowers comes up, RBI chance for the Braves catcher. He's 5 for 19 against Scherzer in his career. It's bounced over Ron Washington and into the stands. And that took a bad hop and got somebody sitting right behind the tarp. No balls and a strike. Well, I hate to see that. That fan being escorted under his or her own power to first aid station.
Yeah, the medics were there right away.
Good lead by Adams at second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Leaders can't find the ball. It's right behind the umpire's feet. And Adams was dancing around second base. He couldn't see the ball either. And then when he saw Wieters turn and the umpire move, it was laying there like an Easter egg, and he took off.
And it's so scary as a base runner because it's like in your head going, okay, when's he going to find it? I can see it. Why can't he see it? Roll right between both their legs. Even the home plate umpire doesn't know where it was. Didn't know where it was. Scored a pass ball and a big break for the Braves, having a runner at third and 1 out.
Yeah, fly ball now, get you another run potentially. 2 balls and a strike. Generous outside corner, evens the count.
Yeah, it's, as a hitter, when you're up there just fighting your tail off against arguably the best right-handed pitcher in the game, and you get the pitcher gets a call like that, it's like, man, he doesn't need that kind of help. Come on.
Well, maybe he'll throw one in the dirt here, and the Braves will get a run that way. That's a big one, standing 90 feet away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good cut.
I saw a note today on Tyler, and he's having a good year. He's hitting .319 at the start of the game today. But in games that he starts and the Braves win, he's hitting .380. He's making a huge contribution to Braves wins, and he can do it again right here.
There was an article we saw yesterday that made the claim that Tyler Flowers might be the most improved player in the National League this year. The 2-2 is poked down the right field line, and those strides not just have come swinging the bat. His pitch framing has been really noticed by those who keep track of such stats. He's having a record year as far as stealing strikes is concerned as the Braves catcher.
We talk all the time about the guy at third base and the conditioning efforts he put in the offseason, losing a lot of weight. Matt Adams. Same can be said for Tyler. I mean, he's in great shape coming to spring training, dropped some pounds. Something you and I know nothing about.
I'll say he has no future in broadcasting, man.
No. And I don't know why I included you in that. Although I follow you out of the ballpark every night, so.
It's quite a view, isn't it? 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 here in game 2. Good battle with Tyler Flowers and Max Scherzer here. Love it.
Good. That was that pitch, similar pitch that was called strike 2 on him earlier. Spoiled it.
He's fouled off 4 2-strike pitches. He's about to see his 9th pitch in the at bat.
Great. Try something different. Change up. Better be a good one.
Bounce to third, right at Rendon. Good result for Scherzer. Tough luck for Flowers. 2 outs. So now the Nationals have a choice: go after Dansby, or put him on and have R.A. Dickey. That's what Mike Maddox wants to discuss. What would you do?
Down 1-0. I'd put him on and get the pitcher and try not to be greedy. They're trying to be greedy here, maybe, and think about getting it out here and having Dickey lead off the next inning. We'll see how it works out. That number right there would lead you to believe, even if they walk him, he's going to see a lot of sliders.
Let's see if one of them sluds, as Dizzy Dean said. That one didn't. It was sharp. Strike 1.
He's got another strike to play with here. Just sit on it. Just look slider. Look middle away. Don't think about trying to pull it. Good take. Might have been doing just that, and that's why he didn't swing at it.
Perfectly placed.
He's got a couple of really key calls on that outside corner this inning.
1 to Flowers, 1 right there to Dansby Swanson. Adams with a 1-out double, took third on a pass ball. Now the 1-2 pitch to the Braves shortstop. Struck him out with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and the Nationals get exactly what they want. Middle of the order coming up. 1-0 Atlanta. We're in the 5th.
The Astros were ticked off about not having 20 hits last night, so they bounced back. But like you said, Chip, they got into Toronto.
There's a shot down the left field line, but foul by Ryan Zimmerman.
They got into Toronto in the wee hours of Thursday also.
Well, I hate to bring this up because we are not yet in official game, but the wind is picking up. There is apparently a big thunderstorm headed for D.C. This one's for real, apparently. So, batten down the hatches.
How do you know?
Well, that's an excellent point.
Well, let's just get 3 outs real quick.
Right.
Case.
Zimmerman struck out his first time up. The only Washington base runner, a 1-out walk in the 4th. Rayburn was erased on a Harper double play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another scorcher, foul.
Did you see R.A. kind of look off to the side there right before that pitch? It's almost like he looked toward the Braves dugout, but I don't know if he was looking at someone in the dugout or if he felt that wind whipping his jersey. See his jersey kind of billowing. He's looking around maybe to check the wind, and nobody needs to check the wind more than a knuckleballer.
And a light rain is beginning to fall now, believe it or not. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Zimmerman's down. There's the first out.
Fastball. Strikeout number 4.
Well, this will be interesting to find out from R.A. Does this kind of wind make it easier or tougher for him to throw the knuckleball? And it's a pitch that relies so much on wind resistance. I'm sure nobody knows where the ball's going.
Those folks were all headed to the Poncho Man.
They ought to be raising the prices. Ground ball to short. Dansby's got it. 1 pitch takes care of Murphy. 2 outs. Those folks had the great signs at the start of the game. The ponchos were $10. They cut the price down at last report to $6. Now that it's raining, the old law of supply and demand, they might want to start going the other way.
That would be
poncho
funny.
price.
That would be funny.
Rendon trying to slow down R.A. Dickey. He lined out to right in the 2nd inning. And this one's popped up. That's over the Nationals dugout, foul. And not surprisingly, a fan from the Nats Weather Service dropped the ball.
Hands were moist. Clammy.
Quick strike for Rendon. Quick 2 strikes for Rendon. He wanted to chase that ball, but didn't.
He was falling all over the plate, wasn't he? This guy can really hit.
Swing and a miss. It pops away from Flowers, but he'll make the peg to first. And we've got an official game in Washington. We're through 5 complete. Dickey threw 9 pitches that inning, and he leads 1-0.
head into the 6th inning. A lot of great baseball being played, but there's also some stars in the stands tonight. Of course, I had to find Crystal and Josh, the artists of these signs. You guys, these are blowing up all over Braves country. They love it. The ponchos are now free, as you can tell. They gave me one. It's a little bit raining, but I know you guys were here for the game last night. We can go ahead and say you guys were here until 9 o'clock last night, and that's what started these signs. But you're down 2 signs, huh?
We're down 2 because they were confiscated.
Apparently they didn't like me selling ponchos, even though it was a joke. And I had one for a meteorologist, but they thought I was actually advertising a job, so they took them.
So for clarification, Chip and Joe, the ponchos were not being sold. They gave me one for free. They are not hiring for a meteorologist, but they're just having a good time with this.
I'm not qualified to hire for a meteorologist.
I don't think any of us are.
No.
But they're just having a good time out here, Chip and Joe, and I know you guys loved these signs, and this is my favorite one, I think.
Yeah, tell them for us, Kelsey, that they're about the best we've seen all year, and first beer's on me.
Yeah. They took their signs away? Come on. Swing and a miss. Ball dropped, though, by Wieters. Dickey will get another swing. He actually tipped it. Only in Washington, D.C. would see that sign and think that he's advertising for a meteorological job. 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. As I said earlier, it's supposed to be fun, you know.
Well, you know, they got a fun police that walk around there undercover. They don't have Nat shirts on or anything, but they'll get you. Golly.
Popped up behind first. Long run Zimmerman. Harper will greet the fence, but it's out of play. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But I so appreciate their wit tonight. That was really good.
And those are Nats fans. Those aren't even Braves fans who are ragging on the Nationals.
They were here last night.
Yeah. Awesome.
Great sense of humor.
Yeah, it's bounced into the Braves dugout. Dickey's fouled off 4 2-strike pitches himself now. The Braves are making Scherzer work a little bit in these middle innings. It's an official game. Atlanta leads 1-0. Off Scherzer's foot, but it deflects to Murphy, and there's the first out.
That was a tough break.
1-4-3, ping pong ball out, takes care of Dickey to start the Atlanta 6th. They took the guy's sign. I can't believe it. Actually, I can. Here's Inciarte.
I like how he had already written another one saying this one in no way.
And he wrote it real small print too, kind of like those, you know,
like in code.
Well, those car advertisements you hear on the radio where the guy talks a million miles an hour, just to cram as much information as they can into 2 seconds. Yeah, the disclaimer. Oh, it's great.
No disclaimer on this guy. He's the real deal. Double and a run scored in the 4th.
Tied for the league in hits with 111. And he tried a punt. Not a bad idea. But that'll bounce into the Braves dugout quickly. 0-2. Don't really worry too much about pitch count with Scherzer. He's not afraid to take it to the 100-teens, even 120 if he has to. And Joe's point earlier, the Washington club wants to avoid using their bullpen in close games if they can all avoid it, because their pen has given up runs in 9 of the last 11 games they've been forced to pitch, including 2 runs last night that broke open the Braves game and resulted in the 5-2 final score. Nothing in 2 your count. And Ender didn't get that pitch. 5 strikeouts for Scherzer. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th.
Scoop back to the bunt attempt. He was trying to bunt it. It looked like to third base. If I'm going to bunt, even knowing that Scherzer's right-handed and his momentum may carry him a little to the first base side, I'm going after those guys over there on the right side. And I would know that before the game started that Murphy's made 8 errors at second base. Zimmerman's made 9 errors at first base. We know he has a little trouble throwing. I think those are the guys I would challenge.
Try to make them handle it or throw it in the case of Zimmerman, certainly. And a little roller foul at first. Strike one for Brandon Phillips, who has the lone RBI in the game, a single out of reach of Daniel Murphy, who's now moved a step or two more up the middle with Phillips up there in the 6th.
We talk about this a lot with Jaime Garcia's slider and with Fultonevich's slider last night about where you start it and placing it in a position that when it breaks, then it breaks off the plate or off the end of the bat. And that's what he's so good at right there.
Snapped it off nicely to retire the side. R.A. Dickey will go to work in the home 6th with the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up. He leads 1-0 in game 2. Nationals presented by Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Good one going. Dickey and Scherzer. A pitching matchup we were really looking forward to at the start of the series. It's lived up to the advanced billing to this point.
Yeah, it's a beauty. RA's had a dancing machine working tonight. See, that'll make your head snap back. If I'm Stephen Drew, I don't blame him.
But you know, how do you,
but that ball just went straight down.
But how do you turn and argue to the umpire? I mean,
yep.
Dickey doesn't know where it's going any more than the umpire does. It'd be a tough pitch to argue a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dickey with 5 strikeouts in the game is now 94 away from 1,500 in the big leagues.
Stephen Drew's broken ankle in Arizona was such a horrible injury and really put a dent in his career. In some ways, he's fortunate to still be playing because I know it's still a chronic issue with him. Man, he's always been able to hit.
Line drive to right. That's the first hit of the night for the Nationals. Markakis cuts it off. Drew's on his way to second, and he'll slide in safely with a leadoff double. So Dickey takes a no-no into the 6th. Drew breaks it up. Advantage here for Atlanta is Washington has the bottom of their order coming up.
There was the lateral movement, if any at all. Didn't go down enough. And he stayed in one place. That great game that Ari pitched against the Nationals at home, you might remember, it was one knuckleball that didn't move much, and Zimmerman hit a home run that was a difference maker.
That was on April 20th. The Nationals beat the Braves 3-2 that day. So here's Wieters. Wieters is 4 for 25 in his career against Dickey, including his fly out to center in his 3rd inning at bat tonight. He'll try to get Drew to third base. Dickey tries to prevent that with Scherzer on deck. 1-0 Atlanta. Nationals hitting in the 6th. Line drive into left field. That's going to get down for a hit, and that's going to tie the game. Wieters with an opposite field single brings home Drew. Back-to-back hits. We're tied up.
Carbon copy of the recipe the Braves used back in the 4th inning. A leadoff double, and then a base hit. This is a nice swing here by Wieters, who had a rough night last night. 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, and a double play.
So the Nats finally have something to clap about, and Scherzer will try to lay down a bunt. He has 3 sacrifices this year. He got it down. Dickey will apply the tag. Perfect sacrifice. And now the top of the order coming up for the Nationals with 1 out. 1 unassisted, the scoring on the play. Now Goodwin and Rayburn will try to give Scherzer the lead.
Not easy to do. Bunt that ball and get it on the ground and place it as well as he did there. Goodwin's hit the ball hard twice to the right side.
Brian Christopher Goodwin out of Miami-Dade College and the University of North Carolina. Foul back. It's 0-2.
He's got a lot of tools. Number 1 being excellent speed. And he's got some pop in his bat.
No balls, 2 strikes. Good stop by Flowers. Yeah, Goodwin's been a top 5 prospect in the Arizona system. The Washington system since 2012. Really raised eyebrows with the Arizona Fall League MVP honors he earned in 2012. Late signee in 2011 after the Nationals took him 34th overall that year. And he just took strike 3 at the knees. A big second out. 6 strikeouts for Dickey. And here's Rayburn.
I believe that's the first one called on a 3rd strike, though, and it was a beauty. Frozen. Change up. Wasn't a knuckleball. Beg your pardon. Well done there by Tyler, too.
Averages a 9% strike stolen rate, most in the big leagues by any other catcher. On the stolen one there. A big second out.
I know Matt Wieters is not a base stealer. He does have one, but he was all ready to waltz to third base. Nobody holding him, RA not looking at him, and it's a huge difference having a runner at third with 2 out than at second when you've got a knuckleballer on the mound. Keep an eye on him.
Fouled away. Now it's 0-2. A double and a single to start the 6th inning. Got the game tied for the Nationals. Scherzer with a sacrifice. Goodwin struck out. Now they're 2 away. And R.A. Dickey about to throw his 70th pitch to Ryan Rayburn with 2 outs. What a stab.
Great catch. With Harper on deck, you run the risk of going to 3-2, or do you try that change up or a slider? Try to sneak one by him. Change up.
Skipped up there, and now it's a full count.
That's the one he missed down to Rayburn. Change up in the 4th inning. What's your best pitch? Not the ball.
Live and die with your best. Let's see what Dickey has in mind now. As Rayburn digs in with a 3-2 offering. He struck him out. Rayburn throws it. Goodwin and Rayburn took strike 3. And Dickey survives the 6th inning, allowing just the 1 run. It's been dancing all night. Freeman's coming up in the 7th. Fly ball, well hit. That ball's off the fence. That's hit number 1,000. It's a run-scoring hit for Freeman. What a great achievement for Freddie Freeman last night as we take a look at our Coors Timeless Moments.
That's a lot of hits, folks. 5th Brave before his 28th birthday. We talk a lot or honor the guys that get 3,000 hits, and what a tremendous feat that is. There's not that many guys with 1,000 hits either. The big scheme of things.
So we have a new game after 6 innings. A 3-inning shootout. As far as regulation is concerned, 1-1 game. Fly ball hammered toward right. Will he keep it fair? Harper's taking a look at the pole. That ball is gone. Freddie Freeman has hit a homer and the Braves are back in front.
First one since coming back. And how he kept it fair, I don't know. Target inside. Cutter type. Yeah, slider. But more like a cutter because it didn't break as much as he wanted it to. But Freddie kept his hands inside the baseball and didn't pull it foul. And I don't know how you do that. First home run since May in Toronto.
So Atlanta's back in front. Nobody out. 2-1 in the 7th. Kemp rolls toward Rendon. He gets a friendly hop. Throws on to first. 1 man down. So hit 1001 for Freddie Freeman, certainly memorable. His 14th career homer against the Nationals. And his 15th homer this season against Max Scherzer of the Nationals to put the Braves back in front.
Second career homer against him.
Here's Markakis 0 for 2.
That was a nice little hop step.
Right there, a strike. Freddie Freeman's first home run as a third baseman. Puts the Braves up a run in the 7th inning.
I asked him what he did during the long delay last night. He said, I was kind of on the phone. Just really, he goes, yeah, with FaceTime being what it is. And he said, baby Charlie's bedtime's about 9 o'clock, and I was able to talk to him for quite a while. Well, guess what? He just snuck in a homer for Charlie before he went to bed tonight.
Awesome. Out of play foul. Braves have done an excellent job of fighting off 2 strike pitches from Scherzer tonight. He has 6 strikeouts, but they have not come easy for him. There have not been many 3-4 pitch strikeouts in this game for Mr. Max. There's 10 double-digit strikeout games this year. Blew that one right by Markakis, though. 7 strikeouts.
You see, he can do that. I don't know if he was trying to do that, but because he can pop it up to 95 or 96 on occasion, he can go upstairs.
So he's up to 170 strikeouts in 127 innings. That's pretty good. And here's Adams, who doubled in the 5th. He was left at third base.
Think of Freddie's homer this way. Struck out Swanson to end the 5th inning. Struck out Inciarte and Phillips for the 2nd and 3rd outs in the 6th inning, and he just struck out Nick.
Ball tailing away from Goodwin. He's not going to get it. That's off the fence. And Adams has his 2nd double in as many trips to the plate. This one with 2 outs.
My long-winded point was that Freddie was able to not miss a mistake everybody else had been missing.
That's the point, right?
Yeah. This ball reminded me of the way the ball was carrying last time we were here, Chip. Turned that over a little bit. Might have been a change up. Smoked it, but it carried and was actually drawing a little bit away from Goodwin.
Well, let's see if Tyler Flowers can pick up a big 2-out hit here. No balls at a strike.
One of the categories that Max Scherzer leads in, one of the many, is batting average against 159. Take a look at this. Right-handers 119 against him coming into this start tonight with 4 homers. Lefties all the way up to 199.
That's how you win Cy Young awards.
Goodness gracious.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Uh-oh, that hit him, didn't it? No, it
got Wieters.
Yeah, foul tipped off the bat.
Yeah, it hit a catcher, just not ours. Let's see where. Oh, right inside.
Man, don't miss a chest protector. Oh, mercy, that hurt. See the gold label on his glove. He's won a gold glove before.
One ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Max Scherzer entered tonight's play allowing just 2 home runs in his last 7 starts. Well, Freddie Freeman hit a mistake right down the right field line. His first home run as an Atlanta third baseman. He kept it fair. Scherzer can't believe it. And at the stretch, Atlanta's back in front. Derby bracket challenge. With a little luck, you and 3 friends may be going to the 2017 World Series thanks to T-Mobile. Make your picks at MLB.com/bracket challenge.
One of the keys tonight for R.A. Dickey was handling the middle of the lineup. The 3 amigos who had such good numbers against him. Harper, Zimmerman, Murphy. Those 3 guys tonight, 0 for 6, 2 strikeouts. Good work. It's a rare night indeed. Them to have an 0 for caller.
Well, let's hope it continues for Dickey here in the 7th. He's allowed 1 run, 2 hits. He has struck out 7 Nationals in the game. He's gotten Harper to ground out to second twice, 1 time into a double play. And Bryce takes the strike call. Outside. Interesting news just came across a moment ago. Saw something online that Bartolo Colon has signed a contract with the Twins.
How about that?
Originally, I should say, was officially granted his release the other day. Twins are a game and a half out in the AL Central. They're looking for any kind of pitching help. That's a big ballpark. Might be just got ordered for Bartolo.
I'm not going to use the word. I shouldn't use the word cheap. I would say he's an inexpensive experiment to find out if he can get it back together and help their ball club. They are only on the hook for the prorated amount of the minimum that's left on the season.
1-2 pitch. And now that there's no pressure to hit, I'm sure he's going to. I wish Bartolo well. He did. Look, he was disappointed that things didn't work out in Atlanta. He was a great guy, is a great guy.
Yes.
And just didn't work out. That happens. So hopefully he can help the Twins have a great second half. As Harper awaits a 1-2 pitch from R.A. Dickey. And he fights one off.
Have you ever seen him take 2 swings back to back like that?
No.
No, I'm with you on Bartolo. He owned up to it also. Unlike news we've heard recently of people who are inept wanting to blame someone else. It's always somebody else's fault. Bartolo took all the heat for that.
Good try there by Dickey. Not often that Bryce Harper's going to foul off an 85-mile-an-hour fastball, but all those knucklers have him defensive in the batter's box. That's how you want him to hit. This was one of Joe's Ford keys. The 3 amigos. Here they are in the 7th inning. Harper, Zimmerman, Murphy. 1-run Atlanta lead thanks to a Freeman homer. Line drive center. Ender on the run. He's going to have room. Deepest part of the park. Harper just missed. Big sigh of relief. There's the first out.
And exactly like the one that Drew hit. It didn't do anything. It just kind of hovered out there. And with Bryce Harper hitting, that's a scary thing. Fortunately, far enough away from him that he didn't get all of it.
Zimmerman has struck out twice. Both times swinging. 5 swinging strikeouts for Dickey tonight. 2 called third strikes tonight.
This guy's in the top 5 in batting average in the National League. Has been leading the league in hitting for a long time, and he has been swinging and missing quite a bit tonight. He hit 2 balls hard foul his last time up before striking out. But it just shows you, even as good a hitter as he is, his great hand-eye coordination, you just don't know where the pitch is going to try and take the barrel to it.
He's ahead of Zimmerman. 2 strikes. And into center field. A 2-strike hit for Zimmerman that time. And here comes Murphy with a man aboard. 3rd Nationals hit.
Did you see where it was location wise? Not letter high. And when you get one up there, you better not miss it.
But hey, a moral victory kept him in the park.
Yeah.
which is what didn't happen on April 20th. So here's Murphy. He's popped to third. He's grounded to short. He's popped to first and grounded to short.
And he's been very aggressive early in the count. I think he's only seen maybe 3 pitches.
Zimmerman hardly runs at all at first with his history of foot problems. Let's see if Dickey can get a double play here. He's had one turn behind him so far. One off the bat of Bryce Harper. Strike one. Close at first.
Quick feet.
Action has begun in the Braves pen. I think that's Ian Kroll. No balls and a strike.
Sir.
Kroll's getting ready in case Drew comes up. Murphy a left-handed bat, Rendon a right-hander. He's on deck. Braves would love to see this inning end with this man right now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out, 1 run. Braves lead. Little pop. That's headed for the stands by the Braves on deck circle. One ball, 2 strikes. Hammered down the right field line and into the upper deck.
Murphy last year had his best year ever. 347 average, 47 doubles, 25 homers, drove in 104 runs.
Well, that's a great replay of that point you were making about his left elbow. How close it stays to his rib cage.
Keeps it tucked in there.
Popped him up. Freeman at third base. Camps out, puts it away. 2 down.
Murphy likes to get after that first pitch, but this at bat he didn't. He took the first pitch and got behind in the count. See the arc on that, going down, down, down. Good pitches with the knuckleball. Not out of the woods yet.
Not with this guy, Anthony Rendon. He's got 16 homers. Strike one. Rendon is 1 for 8 against RA lifetime. Almost hit him. The man that's throwing a trick pitch, the dancing knuckleball, Dickey has done amazing work. He's thrown strike one to 18 of the 24 hitters he's faced.
That is amazing.
And as you pointed out, he has not been walking people, which was a big problem for him in the first 2 months. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right on by an 80-mile-an-hour pitch.
When the Braves saw the Nationals in April, Rendon was hitting .226. When they saw him in May, he was hitting .264. When they saw him last month, he was hitting .283. He was hitting .300 coming into this game today.
Definitely trending in the right direction.
Yep.
1-2 pitch. Jammed him, popped up. Adams long run. Can't get there in foul ground. Tough play holding the runner to change direction. And Rendon gets another swing on a 1-2 count. R.A. delivers. And that did hit him. So Dickey with a 2-strike count hits Rendon. Now you've got Drew coming up. And now Brian Snitker has a decision to make, and I think he has made it.
What a shame that the outing ends on that, with that ball riding in on him.
How about this?
Yeah.
Drew doubled against him last time up.
I think he's earned this tonight. You know, those are his runners on base. He's got the 2-1 lead. Give him a chance to pitch out of it. He's earned it. He's on a 3-hitter.
So Brian Snitker is going to stick with R.A. Dickey here. Drew 1 for 2. Braves have a shift on for him. Freeman getting instruction as to where to play at third base. He's the Lone Ranger on the left side of the infield. As that pitch was made, Freddie was gesturing to the dugout, "Where do you want me?" And they said, "Right where you're standing."
There's something else about this. The book move would have been to bring in the left-hander. That would have been an easy move for Snitker to make. Didn't do it.
Way high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He struck Drew out in the 3rd inning, and the double that Steven hit in the 6th was on a knuckleball that didn't do much at all. So Ari's hoping he's going to get some movement and get the out.
Two balls and a strike. Might have been his slowest knuckleball in the game.
Might have been.
Nope.
Change up. And up. Hit me, hit me, hit me. Crossed him up, crossed Steven up. I threw on the change up.
Yep, it was a change, not a knuckleball. Now let's see what he does with a 2-2 count. 2 on, 2 out. No play. That's into the crowd of 32,664 tonight.
If he could only get the knuckleball to do what he wants, he'd love to throw that knuckleball that he was throwing to Murphy, that tumbler that was sinking down, arcing down.
Zimmerman does not run well. He's the man at second. The pitch popped him up. Who wants it? Dansby gives way to Ender Inciarte, and on the 100th pitch of the game for R.A. Dickey, he pops out Drew, and the Nationals strand a pair in the 7th. Great game from R.A. Dickey tonight. He leads 2-1 after 7. That means it's time to head back to Atlanta and Jerome in our Atlanta studios. Much exciting times for those players added to their respective all-star teams, as R.A. Dickey has thrown 100 pitches tonight through 7. And talking over strategy on the Braves dugout bench, Atlanta's leading 2-1. And Dansby Swanson will lead off against Scherzer, who's pitched a gem of his own. First pitch popped up. That's over the Nationals dugout foul.
Great night. A lot of strikes. He was very effective with his other pitches when he needed them. And one exception was the walk, the ball 4 to Rayburn.
No balls, 2 strikes. Lane Adams is on deck, so it appears R.A.'s night is done. James will turn things over to the bullpen. Another run or 2 would not hurt. Atlanta leads 2-1. 3 hits for the Nationals. There you go. It was tipped and caught. Dansby strikes out for the 3rd time. That's 9 for Scherzer. 1 away.
Dansby's on that rocking horse. A baseball term for you're looking away, trying to hit the ball the other way, and then they're throwing you inside. You're looking inside, they pitch you away, and it's hard to get back on track unless you get some counts in your favor, which he hasn't been lately. They've been getting ahead of him early.
Well, this is going to be Scherzer's last inning. He's coming up 2nd in the 8th inning. So you know he wants to try to finish with a flourish tonight. He has struck out 9. He's scattered 5 hits. RBIs from Phillips and Freeman. Freddie's a home run leading off last inning. Oliver Perez is warming up for Washington. Jose Ramirez for the Braves.
see Lane put a charge in one. He was getting a lot of compliments from Ron Washington today. In that one, he got picked off last night after his base hit and was breaking for second. He didn't stop. He said, you know, he's so fast, we don't want him to stop getting a run down. You just keep going and put pressure on the defense. As a result, Zimmerman didn't even make a throw.
"100 pitches, 72 strikes for Dickey tonight. 1 run in 7 innings of brilliant work.
Those two have been talking ever since RA came in from the bottom of the 7th.
Two-two pitch. Scherzer has struck out 10 tonight. What an incredible competitor he is.
It's the 11th time this year with 10 or more.
Bottom fell out of that one.
Change up.
He struck out the last 3 Atlanta hitters, 4 of the last 5. And now Ender Inciarte stands in. Dangerous man. Ender with a double and the first Atlanta run. It came in the 4th.
Struck out 12 his last time out. Season high is 14. Struck out 20 in a game last year.
Against his former team, the Tigers, on May 11th. Those are fun games to call. I saw Kerry Wood do it. You just can't believe it while it's happening. It wouldn't surprise me if he does it again. Look at that ratio. He's made maybe 2 mistakes. Even the pitch that Freddie hit, I guess you'd say it was a marginal mistake. He just beat him to the spot.
Well, yeah, it was a bit of a cement mixer, but it was still inside.
A fly out of play. That's into the second deck. And they're hanging tough. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Washington has 6 outs left. They're down a run. Now the 1-2 pitch. Right across the shoe tops.
That arm angle is such that if he throws the changeup, same arm angle as when he throws you a slider as a left-hander that is biting in on your shoe tops. Hard to pick up which is which. And as usual, no walks.
Three balls, 2 strikes. And he just walked Inciarte with his 116th pitch. Make it 117 now.
I should have said something about walks earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's been.
Chance for Dusty Baker to ponder whether or not to go to his bullpen here. Oliver Perez is getting ready for Freddie Freeman. He's not going to bring him in, I wouldn't think, to face Phillips here. And Scherzer pushing toward 120 pitches. They have been high stress pitches because this has been a close game.
Surely. 121. That's a season high. I think you mentioned that a minute ago. 3 starts ago at Miami, and he got beat 2-1.
So maybe that's the secret to Scherzer. Force him to throw 120 pitches.
Well, you made that point earlier in the game about all the foul balls, all the 2-strike foul balls, including a bunch by R.A. Dickey. They added up.
Phillips a 4th inning RBI. Let's see what Inciarte does at first. I don't know how anybody ever hits that pitch.
Well, Brandon sometimes sets you up a little bit, you know, and he makes it look like he's trying to pull everything. And tonight, with the exception of the leadoff double where he was trying to get him over to third, he's been trying to pull, and he's been whiffing on that slider.
Big hole right side with Zimmerman holding Inciarte at first. The pitch. Now it's 0-2. Another slider.
And I say that and it can almost make it sound like it ought to be a lot easier. It's not.
Nothing in 2. Line drive over second. That's going to get down. Inciarte around second. Harper loads up. Wisely puts that in his back pocket. And Brandon Phillips puts Braves runners at first and third. And now Dusty Baker moves to the dugout steps. Figure that's the end of the line for Scherzer. We're about to find out.
Well, you know what? Scherzer was almost his own worst enemy there. One of his best moves with a runner at first is to hold the ball forever and make the hitter step out and call time. This time Brandon didn't. He stood there, waited, and waited him out, and got a slider he could hit and got the base hit.
So the Nationals will use a double switch. Wilmer Defoe is going to come on. Dusty Baker talking things over with the home plate umpire, making sure his lineup card is correct. And Max Scherzer is going to get a standing ovation from the crowd here at Nats Park when Oliver Perez gets to the mound in the center of the diamond. He was brilliant tonight. You have to tip your cap. The Braves offense tonight, Joe, just a little bit better, as well as was R.A. Dickey, the Atlanta starter. Big insurance run potentially here in the top of the 8th inning. It's time for our Toyota Tweet of the Week. This week's question is, who do you think will win the Home Run Derby Monday night? Tweet us at Fox Sports Braves using the hashtag #HomeRunChamp, and your tweet could be used in the Braves Live postgame show. Double switch. Wilmer Defoe checks in to play shortstop. He's going to hit ninth. And Oliver Perez will come on and pitch for the Nationals. He'll bat seventh.
He of the multiple deliveries, sidearm, high leg kick, tee-aunt twist, fastball, slider.
And Freddie takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Freddie's 3 for 9 against him. He's also fanned 3 times against him.
Well, the Braves are where they want to be. They're in the Nationals bullpen with a chance to add on. Phillips takes off. Perez didn't even look at him. Washington doesn't care about that run for the moment. And now second and third for Freeman with a 1-1 count. Hot shot, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Phillips around third. Rayburn's throw is away from Wieters. Freddie Freeman knocks in 2 more, and the Braves strike against the Nationals' pen again.
You can do all the twisting and dropping down you want. Watch Freddie. Never a flinch. Never stepped over away from home plate, not on his heels, stayed right on that pitch and hit it the other way. What a great job. You cannot come in and think you're going to intimidate Freddie Freeman with that.
So a 3 RBI night for Freeman. Matt Kemp is intentionally walked. And now another lefty-lefty sequence with Nick Markakis coming up. All these runs belong to Max Scherzer, who surrenders 4 with a line that looks uglier than his performance. And that's said with all due respect. He pitched great.
Braves have, sorry, Chip. Braves have really been putting together some 2-out rallies, haven't they?
Well, they score runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah.
They have a plus run differential in the final 3 innings of a game. And one more note. That defensive indifference allowing Phillips to take second cost the Nationals a run.
Big point.
Just heard a boom of some sort out beyond the center field fence. I don't know what that was. Pitch that got away from Wieters. Runners move up. Wild pitch. As we said, Washington does not want to employ their bullpen under any circumstances. They've given up runs in 9 of the last 11 games they've pitched. The base hit by Freeman cost Scherzer 2 more earned runs. Now the runners at second and third are Oliver Perez's. And Markakis in the driver's seat with a 2-0 count. And he almost got hit. In fact, he did get hit.
He's another guy that's not going to give in.
Mike Maddox is wearing out a path to the mound with his relievers working for Washington. Glancing blow right off the right elbow.
There have been times where Oliver Perez has been one of the guys that Dusty could count on, especially against left-handed hitters.
Well,
not
look,
going well tonight.
Washington's got a big lead in the division. We have seen teams collapse before. I'm not saying they will, but they've got to fix this bullpen. I mean, right now, Dusty Baker has nobody that he can count on in a big situation to come in and get a big out. And you can only ride your starters so far. and 120 pitches for Scherzer tonight. In large part because he was brilliant. The other part of it is Scherzer, even at 80% after throwing 120 pitches, is a better option right now than anybody else he can bring in fresh.
That was my point early on, was that get late in the ball game, no way Dusty wants to take him out.
Ground ball right side. Murphy from the outfield grass makes the peg to first, and that's the inning. Atlanta adds on 2 very big runs. A huge night for Freddie Freeman. 3 RBIs tonight, and the Braves have a 3-run lead.
Is brought to you by your local Ford dealer and the Georgia Lottery.
Braves lead the Nationals 4-1 in the home 8th. Braves fans, join us at SunTrust Park Friday, July 14th. It's Matt Kemp bobblehead night presented by Northside Hospital. The first 20,000 fans walk away with the first bobblehead of Matt wearing that good-looking Braves uniform. Go to Braves.com/tickets and get your seats today. So Freddie Freeman will move from 3rd to 1st in the late innings. Johan Camargo checks into play 3rd. And Jose Ramirez will come on and pitch for the Braves. He will face Wieters, Defoe, and Brian Goodwin.
Pitched last night, went an inning, gave up a hit, but then got a double play ball to end the inning. Again, more responsibility for him in the absence of Arodys Vizcaíno, who's on the disabled list.
Nobody on or out for Wieters in the 8th. And fouled away, strike 1. That'll work at 98.
That's having a little trouble. A grimace on his face after that swing. Remember, he got hit in the ribs with that baseball that was fouled off by Tyler Flowers. Alexis Grimace.
Right on by 97. Good start to the 8th inning. 1 out.
Last night, Defoe led off with the Nationals down by 3 against Jim Johnson and hit the first pitch of the 9th inning for a double. So don't think for a minute he's up there taking.
As you mentioned, it's a 3-man rotation at shortstop for the Nationals in the absence of Trey Turner, who's out with a broken wrist.
Might have got a little help there, but that was a beautiful changeup. Try it again.
Didn't offer, and it just missed. 2 balls and a strike. Do not walk people. 3-1. Make him hit it. But he did. Defoe's aboard, and now the top of the order, and the thumper's lurking.
Well, I did it again. I said he wouldn't be up there taking, and there he is with 4 pitches and he's on first.
Brian Goodwin's calmed down a bit. That was against R.A. Dickey. Went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Anthony's pretty pitch, strike 1. Sam Freeman begins to loosen up. That's just in case Bryce Harper comes up this inning.
These are big outs coming up with Goodwin and Rayburn. Don't want a ton of guys on base, and Harper and Zimmerman and Murphy are the next guys.
And I'll bet all 3 of those guys can't wait to get in and face a 95-mile-an-hour fastball or better, the way R.A. Dickey handled him. 1-2. Here it is. Fouled away. Back at it tomorrow afternoon. A 4:05 first pitch. Julio Teheran and Steven Strasburg square off in game 3. Julio pitched a great game up here earlier this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Far enough. Talked about Ramirez last night and his commands there. It's a good night for him. This walk tonight, the first one in 4 games.
Swing and a miss. Goodwin didn't get a blistering 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's the second out. And I guarantee you, he won't say it publicly, but Dusty Baker is saying, wish we had an arm like that in our pen.
Well, Ramirez would be worn out by now. He'd be so tired he couldn't pick his arm up.
Yeah, good point. So Adam Lind is going to come on and pinch hit for Rayburn. Lind has had a terrific year for the Nationals off the bench. Memory serves, 3 of his 6 homers have come in a pinch.
Made the last out of last night's game, pinch hitting against Jim Johnson, and grounded out. And he can hit a fastball coming off the bench.
Down away, 1 ball, no strikes. Want the inning to end right here. Because that's who's on deck.
And that's why you've got to challenge him.
Like that. If he hits it out, you still lead.
When you've got 97 to 99 in your pocket in a game like this, 2 outs, no reason not to use it. You missed with a changeup on the first pitch. Okay, well then go to work with your fastball.
Three and one. Fly ball hit toward left. Playable for Kemp. He's got it. And Ramirez ends the 8th inning. Atlanta takes a 4-1 lead into the 9th in Washington. Great pitching matchup tonight. R.A. Dickey's knuckleball versus the blistering fastball slider combo of Max Scherzer. Atlanta's bats gave the Braves a 2-0 lead. And then Freddie Freeman broke it open with a big hit against Oliver Perez, part of his 3 RBI night. And that's where we stand 4-1 as we head to the 9th inning. This is the Friday night showdown. The Braves and Nationals presented by Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Chris Heisey just called up for Washington when Michael Taylor went to the disabled list. Heisey actually off the DL. He had a torn biceps rupture. And he's back after missing 40 games. Blake Trinan is on to pitch. And he's got the bottom of the Atlanta order coming up.
He got the last out for the Nationals last night. Got Suzuki to fly out. 3rd of an inning. He was the guy we were talking about last night with the unbelievable sinker.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Not a good night for Tyler at the plate tonight, but a good job behind the plate for R.A. Dickey again.
Oliver Perez faced 4 hitters, got 1 of them out. Gave up a hit, an intentional walk, a hit batsman, and got a ground out.
Yeah, I thought it was a hit batsman too, but they were saying 2 walks, so
huh.
It might have been ball 4 instead.
So we'll call it 2 walks.
Trinan's the big puzzle for me. They've got other guys that have tried to close and are on the DL now. Go to Glover, Kelly. But this guy's stuff is so good. I don't understand what his problem has been.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball toward third. Rendon fields and fires across. There's the first out. Yeah, Trinan last year 73 games, 4-1 record, 1 save. And maybe there's something to be said about that old saw that some say is the 25th, 6th, and 7th outs are different than any of the other outs you get late in the game. Maybe he wasn't or isn't quite ready for that yet. But he gets the first man to ground out to third. Tyler Flowers. And Dansby Swanson, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, digs in. 4-1 Braves in the 9th. Ground ball to second. Murphy scoops and fires. And now Johan Camargo is coming up. Can't catch the games on TV? Stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app and take it with you. And Braves baseball wherever you go. Presented by Nissan. Encouraging sign for the Nationals. 2 ground ball outs for Blake Trinan.
Yeah, of all their guys, I like him a lot. Again, with his stuff, I'm puzzled at why he has such a high ERA and a high batting average against. Look at that. That is an amazing Johnny Venners-like sinker.
Blake Trinan was acquired from the A's with A.J. Cole and Ian Kroll for Mike Morse for the 2013 season. And 100 miles an hour out of play, strike 2. I wonder if at some point Dusty Baker's just got to say, all right, you're my guy, and I don't care if you blow 10 saves in a row. You're going to be my guy. We have to figure this out and figure it out. I'm with you. His stuff's too good. Swing and a miss. A 92-mile-an-hour slider, I think, tied up Camargo, and he just made the Braves go down in order in the 9th inning. So Jim Johnson's coming on. He's got the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up, trying to protect a 4-1 Atlanta lead.
prices. And SunTrust.
4-1's our score. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning as Atlanta tries to win the first 2 games against the Nationals in this series. Jim Johnson is on to try to preserve R.A. Dickey's 7th win. And as Joe said on his Ford Keys, the 3 amigos, Harper, Zimmerman, and Murphy, the 3 threats you have to worry about. Well, here they are in the 9th inning, but Jim Johnson has a 3-run lead.
He got the save last night, gave up a leadoff double, but then struck out the next 2 guys and got a ground out from Lynn to end the game. 4 saves and 4 opportunities against the Nationals this year. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run allowed, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Good work.
So Bryce Harper 0 for 3 tonight, leads off the night.
This is like a video game save here.
Yeah.
On the road and trying to get these 3 guys.
Sharply hit, and it handcuffed Brandon Phillips. Leadoff hit.
You knew it wasn't going to be easy. That wasn't easy either.
Zimmerman 1 for 3. A ground ball would be nice. Zimmerman has hit into 11 double plays, 1 of 3 Nationals in double figures in that category. Matt Wieters with 10, Daniel Murphy with 12, and Murphy is on deck.
Got to be taking here in hopes of getting that man to the plate, representing the tying run. Throw one down the middle and see what happens.
He did take.
Do it again.
Brings the tying run to the plate with nobody out. Murphy is 0 for 7 against Jim. That gives you hope. As I said, original man for 2 if you can get a ground ball at somebody.
Like you've said, that arc of his swing, that uppercut, typically doesn't lead to a lot of ground balls.
A strike.
now that I look it up. He's hit into more double plays than anybody on their team.
Nationals fans have their rally caps on. Line drive, right field. That's a base hit. Harper's going to come around and score. Zimmerman's on his way to third base. It's a 2-run game. Murphy with an RBI hit. And the balls that are being hit right on the screws.
Yeah, better get somebody up. Waited on that. Stayed back beautifully. RBI number 61 for him. And he's the tying run. Good play by Markakis to get over and get that ball in and hold him at first. Nobody out. We'll take a ground ball here too.
Problem now is Rendon represents the winning run. There's a strike. Zimmerman and Murphy at the corners. Nobody out, a run in. 4-2 Atlanta now. And it was thrown with a bit of anger.
Yeah, he's got the velocity. The pitch that Murphy had appeared to be a two-seamer. Something he turned over a little bit in an effort to get a ground ball. Jim's in the driver's seat here. Make a good pitch.
Line drive. Markakis dives, can't get it. A run is in. Murphy around second. He's headed for third. 1-run game. Another rocket.
Everything's up, Chip. That was up and out over the plate. Rendon, solid hitter, took it the other way, behind in the count. Hit it right on the button. Not sinking. Good effort by Markakis and a real good play to keep it in front of him.
So Chuck Hernandez out for a chat. The Nationals have the tying run 90 feet away. The winning run aboard. Heisey coming up. 3 singles and a walk. Bryce Harper hit a missile that Brandon Phillips got a glove on, but couldn't keep on the infield to start the inning. Zimmerman walked. Murphy and Rendon run scoring hits.
He was 5 for 17 with a homer on his rehab.
Well, you get this guy, you still have a chance to get out of it and win the game. You got a slow running man coming up. That's Wieters.
And Phillies back, hoping for a double play. They would concede the tying run.
assume it has as much to do with the Nationals bullpen as anything else. You got to figure that Dusty Baker's relief corps is not going to shut you down if you go to extra innings. Perfect world, you get Heisey to strike out, and you get a double play, and you go home. No balls and a strike. An offer, even count. Framed nicely. 1-2.
That had some good action. Again, in the driver's seat again. He was ahead of Rendon 1-2, but made a mistake upstairs.
Rolled toward Camargo. Second for one. First, safe. Murphy didn't break on that play at third base. Camargo had him frozen. Thank you. So the double play is still in order. The Braves still lead. There's the first out. And Atlanta might take a look at this play at first to see if indeed Heisey beat the rap.
Johan did a good job of checking the runner at third first, and just that little pause, probably a difference on that play, but he did the right thing. And Heisey able to beat it out because he was reaching for the pitch and already leaning toward first.
So Jim got a ground ball there. Let's see if he can get one more from Wieters. 10 double plays for the catcher. A strike. After Wieters, it's Wilmer Defoe. Atlanta wants to worry about him tomorrow. Nationals with 2 in the 9th.
Wieters going to do everything he can to hit the ball in the air and hopefully deep enough to get that runner in and not hit the ball on the ground.
Flowers has to catch anything in the dirt here as well. With the runner at third, one out. The pitch. Did he go? He did not. Braves can't believe it. They are really hollering at the third base umpire, Mike Everett. Brian Snitker thought Wieters took a full swing there. And I think he just got thrown out of the game. He did.
Well, Mike Everett's got a 0 fuse. He doesn't even have one. It goes off so fast. As I said last night, I think Everett was the guy that first got Brian Snitker last year. Nice block by Flowers. Oh my goodness, yes he did. He certainly did. Wow.
So Brian Snitker ejected, and instead of a 1-2 count, it's 2-1. Double play still in order.
Stay with your sinker. I know a walk puts the potential winning run in scoring position, but more than anything else, you need a ground ball. And hopefully Wieters will expand his zone a little bit here, trying to tie it up.
Strike called, full count.
3-1 breaking ball. That took some guts. And a beauty.
Isaac can really run. He leads at first. The 3-2 pitch from Johnson. Here it comes. Fouled away. Wieters had it covered at 96 miles an hour.
And remember those full swings he had his last time up against Ramirez. He was in some pain trying to catch up.
Again, a 3-2 pitch. Runner goes. Line drive, center field. Ender comes on. Sets. There's the catch. Here comes the throw. It's going to be up the line. A sacrifice fly. Matt Wieters gets the ball in the air. Jim Johnson blows the save. 3 runs are in and we're tied. So no win for R.A. Dickey, no loss for Max Scherzer.
What a shame that is for R.A.
And now you've got to worry about Defoe. Remember, Heisey can really fly at first base. A gapper and you've got big trouble.
Defoe doubled off of him last night.
Ball 1. Defoe almost got hit.
No count, and you've got to go right back to the top of the order if you can't come back and get him.
Johnson with 7 blown saves ties him with Tony Watson of the Pirates for the most in the league this year. Now he's got to keep it tied and hope the Braves can do some work against the Nationals pen. And we'll have the top of the order when we get to the 10th. Ground ball. Oh, Phillips can't get it. And Heisey around second on his way to third. That's 4 hits in the inning, 3 runs. Goodwin is coming up. And Terry Pendleton takes over the lineup card. He's going to call time and bring on Sam Freeman.
Everything was up, Chip. Couldn't get the ball down tonight. 30 pitches after an inning of work last night.
So Jim Johnson had a poor 9th inning, 4 hits in 2/3 of an inning, 3 runs so far. Washington has the winning run 90 feet away, and Sam Freeman hopes to send us to extras. Well, they got it started. Harper single, Zimmerman walked, Murphy a single, and now that the dust has settled, 3 runs are in for the Nationals. They've tied it up, and Sam Freeman is coming on to try to get the final out and send this thing to the 10th.
Tell you what, he's been working a lot. I don't know that there's been a time so far this year where he's worked 3 days in a row, but that's the case tonight. 3rd day. Last night he worked an inning, gave up a hit, but no runs or walks, struck out 2. I'm just so disappointed for R.A. Dickey, who pitched so well and got out of that jam in the 7th inning when Brian Snitker left him in to try and pitch out of it, and he did. And the Braves with a 3-run lead going to the 9th. It's evaporated.
Now we have to hope for extra innings. And Goodwin's the batter. He has been a Braves nemesis this year. 0 for 4 tonight. And that's what kind of concerns you. Again, remember, anything in the dirt, you got a fast runner at 3rd base in Heisey. Defoe is the man at first. The Braves will play behind him with the left hand hitting Goodwin up. As Freeman ready to go. Good start. Great stop. That's a game saver right there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Goodwin was the guy that got a hit off Sam Freeman last night. Pulled the pitch to right field. Slider almost got away from him. Nice stop by Tyler.
Sanchez is on deck. It's Trinan's spot in the order. Washington has another lefty up in their pen. Braves will have Inciarte, Phillips, and Freeman in the 10th if we get there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Popped up. And Ender Inciarte is there, and that is that. The first 5 Nationals reached. They scored 3 runs in the 9th inning. They tie it up 4-4, and we've got free baseball in Washington in Game 2. We go to the 10th inning, and let's start on the mound. It's Matt Grace, who looked so good here in Game 1 in relief for Dusty Baker.
I'll say he did. Recorded 4 outs, and they were all by strikeout. He did walk a batter, but He was excellent last night. Lowered his ERA to 4.11. See if he can be as sharp tonight. Two lefties here in the 10th inning.
So Adrian Sanchez takes over for Wilmer Defoe. Double switch for Washington. Sanchez will hit second. Grace will bat 10th. We're in the 10th. And the top of the Braves order is coming up.
I think Grace will bat 9th, not 10th.
Oh, did I say 10th?
Yeah. We're in the 10th.
Oh, yeah. I wrote 10 right next to his name. I was kind of hoping he'd hit 10.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, we've got to start a rally again. Battle of the bullpens. See if the Braves can take advantage. Two runs for NCRT tonight. A fourth inning double. And this one's popped out of play foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves are 5-5 in extra inning games this year. Trying to get something done against Grace, who struck out 4 men last night. Downstairs, 3-1.
Well, that'd be a nice start.
Yep.
A freebie.
Phillips and Freeman are next in the 10th. And it is ball 4 off the plate. Leadoff walk.
Boy, that was a pretty good pitch. 3-2 cutter.
Let's see how the Braves play it here with Brandon Phillips, who has 2 hits, an RBI, and a run scored. Remember, one of the big plays in this game was the defensive indifference play that allowed Phillips to take second. Freeman followed with a 2-run single. Had they been holding him, the Braves might have only scored 1 run in the 8th, and had the 9th inning taken place, this thing might be over.
Huge play.
Phillips pushes a bunt. Zimmerman will apply the tag. A sacrifice for Brandon Phillips. Now Freeman and Kemp are coming up. Last 2 at-bats for Freeman have been terrific, including his 7th inning blast off Max Scherzer.
Right down the line. Pitch in on him. Went in the second deck. First homer since coming back. He'll get to trot to first base here also.
Washington will intentionally walk him. Now Dusty Baker's on the top step. He has Tanner Roark warming up. And I think Dusty's going to go get Roark, who was supposed to start the finale of their series with the Mets on Wednesday. That game was rained out. So it's going to be Roark coming in to face Matt Kemp with 2 on, 1 out in the Atlanta 10th inning. for the Nationals. He popped up through 2 pitches with Tanner Roark in the bullpen, and he's the man that the Braves victimized back here in June.
Yeah, 2 walks and a hit, and they all scored. He suffered the loss. Got a good fastball, low to mid 90s. The slider, an occasional curve, ground ball guy. And Matt Kemp is due. That's been scuffling a little bit. His average has suffered. Started the game tonight under 300, I think, for the first time all year.
Again, the beauty of this situation is you just need a hit to take the lead. Fast runner at second. And Inciarte. Kemp 0 for 3. He was walked intentionally back in the 8th inning. 4-4 in the 10th. Look at the lead Freddie Freeman's getting at first base. He's almost in a cross-country runner's stance as he leads from first base.
It's because Zimmerman's so far off the bag.
Ball 1 inside.
Albers in his career against Atlanta, 11 games, he's 0-2 with a 9.20 ERA.
Bounced foul past Ronnie Washington and into the seats. And ball 1 strike. Matt Kemp has 9 RBIs in the last 30 Braves games. Great spot for him here. Washington has a semi shift on for him. Murphy lurking near the second base bag.
Matt's grounded to third twice tonight. To me personally, that's not a good sign for him because it means he's kind of casting his hands out away from him and rolling around the pitches a little bit as opposed to staying inside the baseball.
1-1 pitch. Broken bat roller, might be 2. There's 1. There's 2. Washington issues a couple of 10th inning walks. Albers gets out of it. And now the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up in the Nationals' 10th inning. We're off on Sunday, July 16th, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Field passes for the concert are available for $20 each. Get them at Braves.com. Well, everything was right with the world going into the bottom of the 9th inning. Atlanta led 4-1. But Jim Johnson blew his major league leading 7th save with a 30-pitch 2/3 of an inning outing. Nationals got it tied 4-4, and now it's Ian Cole, a former National, and he's got to go right through the same guys Jim Johnson tried to here in the 10th inning. 2, 3, and 4 on the lineup card.
Ian's worked hard to get his ERA down after a rough start to the season. The one thing he's done is cut down on his walks. He has not walked a batter in 14 straight outings, and that'll be important here, especially with the first at bat of the night for Sanchez.
That's tipped off Tyler Flowers, strike one.
Get it to the 11th and stay after their bullpen.
Line drive into center field, a leadoff hit.
First career hit.
So the winning run on for the Nationals, thanks to Adrian Sanchez's first big league knock. And now Bryce Harper's the batter.
There's 1,003 hits standing over there at first base right now.
Harper strokes one to left. Kemp comes on and makes a chest high catch. One out. Here's Zimmerman. Jim Johnson walked him in the 9th inning. He scored the 3rd Nationals run. A strike.
Ian Kroll's ERA is where it is because of that rough start, and largely because of one horrible inning he had against the Nationals. He gave up 6 runs, and one of the hits was a home run to Zimmerman.
One ball, one strike.
Third ball. A lot of these folks had headed for home until the rally started, and then they kind of froze in their tracks.
Well, a lot of them are going to have to make a decision soon because the Metro stops in 30 minutes. It's 10:30 in Washington. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And their exit will be complicated. We heard That explosion earlier in the ball game was apparently something that broke out in a construction site out beyond the ballpark. It was being investigated, and now apparently everything's been cleared, which is excellent news. And hopefully nobody got hurt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Got a pitch to play with here. He threw him a good curveball earlier in the count.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. A base hit the other way by Zimmerman. And the Nationals have runners at first and third with 1 out in the 10th inning.
Tried to go up and in on that 2-2 pitch. He didn't bite. And then just a solid hitter and a high average hitter taking a pitch away from him the other way. I know there's a double play in order here. You got a left-handed hitter up there. This guy bothers me a lot.
Yeah. Murphy, an RBI hit in the 9th. Nationals trying to steal 1 in extra innings. Fly ball left. They're going to do it. It's over Kemp's head. Washington wins it 5-4. Well, tonight the Braves found out exactly what life is like in Nats land. A 9th inning and 10th inning bullpen implosion. 4 runs come across, and the Nationals even up the series at a game apiece. And instead of 7.5 back, it's 2-game swing, Joe. The Braves are 9.5 back heading into play tomorrow.
Yeah, the Braves played a great ball game until the bottom of the 9th.
And that was the telling tale. Jim Johnson blows the save. Ian Kroll suffers the loss. And Matt Albers picks up the win in relief. Braves Live's coming up next. We'll recap this exciting and disappointing game at Nationals Park right after the break.